Pain can affect your daily routine. For example, if you have pain, you might skip the activities you usually do or stay at home from school. If you have a bellyache, you might skip meals, avoid eating certain foods. You might think about the impact that might have on your daily routine. You might get really hungry later and eat larger portions of food, and that sort of cycle can make your belly pain worse. Similarly, it's sometimes difficult to get up and do activities when you're hurting, but it might also be really important to move around and stay active. The reason is that your muscles tend to become weak if you don't use them. If your muscles become weak, then the pain can become even worse and more difficult to cope with. So, there's a tool called activity pacing that might be helpful. This is a way you can try to do the things you need to do without increasing your pain too much. You also have to be careful not to overdo some things like physical exercise or maybe eating, because that might also cause a pain flare-up. Overall, activity pacing can help break this cycle. When you're using activity pacing, you do an activity for a little while, then you take a short rest. And then you can get back to doing what you were doing, and then again, take a short rest, and so on. You can use this pacing when it comes to activities like school, doing homework, going to practice, going to the store, even eating regular meals. Really, the good thing about activity pacing is that you won't tire yourself out or overdo yourself, but you can still do things like regular physical activity, hopefully going to school, hopefully practicing your sports, eating healthy meals, or whatever is enjoyable to you that maybe you've not been able to do due to pain. We're going to provide an example of how someone might pace an activity. Then you can pick a specific activity to pace, such as skipping breakfast or participating in gym class. Break down the activity into even smaller segments if you wish. Now, for physical activity, this might include times to take breaks and use your relaxation training. For meals, it might include eating smaller portions more frequently. Just remember, sometimes the first solution identified during practice is really often just a first step toward improving pacing. It might be modified later after it's tested and evaluated.